Chapter 1. A Letter from Afar. One day, my buddy from a distant place sent me a letter. He asked me to visit an old man named Samuel Thompson. My friend was curious about someone from his past named Franklin T. Anderson. I found Samuel Thompson taking a nap by the warm stove in the old pub at Angel's mining camp. He was a round man with a simple and peaceful face. When he woke up, I inquired about my friend's childhood buddy, Franklin T. Anderson. Samuel Thompson moved his chair to a corner of the pub and started sharing the following story very seriously. There was a man named George Williams in the mining camp. It was either the winter of 1849 or the spring of 1850. He was quite a character. George Williams liked to bet money on anything happening in the mining camp, and he usually won. He was a very lucky guy. Whether it was a horse race, a dog fight, a cat fight, or even a chicken fight, George Williams always placed his bets. Chapter 2. Wagers and Races. George owned an old horse that was slow and sick, but he won money with her. The poor horse had asthma and other animal illnesses. During races, she had a head start because of her health problems. Towards the end of every race, she became very excited and desperate. She galloped wildly, kicked her legs in the air to the sides, raised the dust, coughed, and blew her nose. At the end of the race, she was always the happy winner. George also had a small bulldog named Oliver Walker. Oliver Walker was a lazy dog and did nothing all day long. But when George bet money on him, he was lively and ready to fight. When there was an important dog fight at the mining camp, Oliver Walker always grabbed the back leg of the other dog. He didn't chew on it. He only kept it between his strong teeth. He didn't let go until George won the bet. Chapter 3. Nicholas Nelson. George found a frog one day and named it Nicholas Nelson. He took it home and planned to teach it a lot of things. For 3 months, George sat outside his house and taught his frog how to jump far. Nicholas Nelson was a clever frog and learned quickly. George gave him a little push from behind, and Nicholas Nelson flew into the air like a donut. He even turned 1 or 2 somersaults in the air. George taught his frog to catch flies. "Flies, Nicholas, flies!" George shouted. Nicholas jumped up and caught the fly with his long tongue. Nicholas Nelson was the champion jumping frog of Calaveras County. George won all bets with his handsome frog. He was very proud of Nicholas Nelson. Chapter 4. A Stranger at Angel's Camp. George kept his frog in a box with small holes in it. One day, a stranger came to the mining camp. He saw George holding the box. "What's in that box?" asked the stranger. "Maybe a parrot, maybe a canary." "No, it's a frog," answered George. The stranger took the box and looked at it carefully. "Yes, it is." "Well, what's he good for?" "Well," George said, "he's good for one thing. He can outjump any frog in Calaveras County." The stranger took the box again. He looked at the frog for a long time. Then he returned it to George and said, "I don't see anything special about this frog." "Maybe you don't," said George. "Maybe you understand frogs, and maybe you don't understand them. But I'll bet $40 that he can outjump any frog in Calaveras County." The fellow answered, "Well, I'm only a stranger here, and I don't have a frog. I can't bet." That's all right. Hold my box a minute. I'll go to the river and find a frog for you," said George. The stranger took the box and bet his $40. George bet his $40 too and went to the river. The stranger sat down and waited for George. He sat there a long time, and he began to think. Suddenly, he took Nicholas Nelson out of the box and opened his mouth. With a teaspoon, he put some shotgun pellets into the frog's mouth. Then he put him on the floor. Chapter 5. The Big Bet. After some time, George returned, holding a frog, and said, "Now put him next to Nicholas, with his front paws in the same place. I'll give the word." Then George said, "1, 2, 3, go!" He and the stranger pushed the frogs from behind. The new frog jumped forward, but Nicholas didn't budge. He tried to move his shoulders, but he was anchored to the floor. George was very surprised and unhappy. The stranger won the bet. "Well," he said, "I don't see anything special about this frog." He took the money and left. George looked at Nicholas for a long time. Finally, he said, "What has happened to Nicholas? He looks terribly fat." He caught Nicholas by the back of his neck and lifted him. "Cat's alive! You weigh 5 pounds." He turned Nicholas upside down, and the frog spit out a big number of shotgun pellets. Now he understood what happened to Nicholas. George was furious. He looked for the stranger everywhere, but he never found him. Samuel Thompson's story ended here. I didn't really want to hear another story about George's bets, so I got up from my chair and left.